Today, we're just going to get right into it as your favorite talking head does his best to keep his promise. That's right, I read another book, and I'm here to review it because I think everybody should go out there and read it, especially me, you, anybody who likes to read. Get out there. This one just happens to be a book 9 of a series that I truly love. Uh, The Spider by Lars Kepler, which is two husband and wife, two beautiful Swedish authors, husband and wife, who do their best to fill in this Joona Linna novel. Book 9, so please start at 1, but you could read alone. Hi, I'm your host, Chris Humphrey, and for those of you who don't know who I am, again, just another talking head trying to get my opinion out there because I want you to read more. I want you to listen more. I want you to watch more and do whatever you can. This one just happens to be The Spider, the brand new, rough, new translated from Sweden. Uh, The Spider by Lars Kepler, which are husband and wife duo, the fantastic Swedish uh, authors who have been writing, I don't know now, for a very long time. And this just happens to be book 9 of the Joona Linna series. So I'm going to stop you right there. Have you read any of this series before? Great. Then you know that almost each of them you can kind of read by themselves. This one, you don't really need to read the last 8. You should, because there are some character nuances uh, that you won't understand or may not understand. They kind of bring them back up and you go through it, but you should, personally. Um, but you can read it all by yourself if you wanted to, and it will still make sense. Starting with my new format, I'm going to give you my score, and then we're going to work backwards to what the bad is, the good, and everything, and go from there. Because I like to finish on a good note, not a bad note. I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. It's not perfect in any right. To a lot of people, it may be long. I think it chalks in at 97 chapters. I was so hoping they'd hit the 100 chapter mark. I was so hoping because to me, it's a bit of a page turner. But to some, it may be just way too goddamn long. But if you've read the other books, you know the style by now. You know how it goes. You know how these writers balance off of each other. I want to know how they write together because I don't know. Yeah, I think I can tell the difference between both of them, but it's only subtle with the character nuances. And maybe one does one character and one does the other. But to some people, it might just be a little slow and over detailed on some of the violence. Some people might not like the details of molestation and torturing and all that. But maybe I have to explain the plot. And it's simple. It's a bit cookie cutter in the sense that basically she's a police officer who has a lot of tough cases. This just might be her toughest, where 9 police officers are dying. She's being taunted by the killer with postcards telling her she's going to be the last one. And by all means, now the race is on. We got to catch this person killing all of her friends and all of her cop buddies. That's the easiest way to describe this plot, but there's a lot of deep character dives into serial killers and crazy people and a nice side quest halfway through the 98 chapter. Can't remember, it was 97 or 98 chapters, but there is that. Another thing that people may not like is that it's a little wordy, and there is a lot of words. And it in a book that has almost 100 chapters, there's going to be a lot of words, and there's a lot of repeat offenders on some of the words. But that doesn't bother me. I like big juicy books. I like characters that are developed. I like things where they're written into detail. Now, could I stop at some of the crazy killing part and the details of sexual violence and things like that? Maybe, but I'm okay with it. I'm human. I can compartmentalize and I can go. Very good writing, very good detail, very good at getting into the head of the serial killer. Right? Who knows? Maybe they're both serial killers, husband and wife serial killer duos. Maybe that's how they're able to get into characters so well. But what I liked about it is going to be the opposite of what I know people aren't going to like. I liked that it was almost 100 chapters long. I liked that it took some chances on getting some of the gore and the torture porn, as I like to call it, out there, because it needed that to show you why this character, this spider, the spider, which is the serial killer's nickname, is just as good from the get go, and why he gets his nickname as the spider. So I liked it. I liked it enough to give it an 8, and I think you guys should definitely go out and read it. But just be mindful, it's not for the faint of heart. It's very detail oriented, very wordy, very long uh, to get there. I like the character development. I honestly was so suspenseful throughout it that I did read this one quickly. I think I read like, I don't know, how many pages was this one? Like 400, maybe more. I think I read about 100 pages a day because it was just very good. Like I said, I some of the details you're like, ugh, but it kept me going because I wanted to see this serial killer get the closest I think we've seen in the 9 books, like killing Joona Linna. And this is the closest we've seen uh, a serial killer get in their head and just almost get there. And another praise to the translator. I think out of all 9 books, this might be the best translated book out of all of them I read. I found no mistakes. Translation was clear and concise. The characters were good. It all made sense, right? Whoever did the translating for this book needs a goddamn raise, because I thought it was great. Because their first 2 books of the series, the translation was a little off, and they're hard to find translated to English. But this one, just whoever did the translating, I don't know if they're getting better at the craft. I didn't see who the name at the beginning like I normally do. Maybe they're just getting better. Maybe it's the 2 lovely Swedish writers. They did a phenomenal job at it. It's just very over detailed, and that can be a little bit of a bad thing, and that's where it drops down a notch or two. Still, if you're into thrillers and you're into serial killers and bad guys maybe winning sometimes, this might be the book for you. And a nickname of the spider is the perfect nickname for this kind of bad guy trying to kill 9 people. Great character development, uh, good job at getting into the head of some of these characters and building up, right? And that's a good thing. You need this Honda Civic type cookie cutter type writing, and please get out there and read it. If you haven't read any of the other books, read this series from 1 to 9. If you like thrillers, you like suspense, if you like Michael Bosch, if you like uh, the Lincoln Lawyer, if you like all like books with characters, right? You like John Grisham type styles. This is good. This one's just going to be darker, and it may make you sick to your stomach with a lot of rape and molestation. But 8 out of 10. You can see where it is on my top 5 of the books. It didn't make it. Okay, all right. So that's sad, but you can see that it's still good. Get out there and read it. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know what you think of the translation version. Let me know if the Swedish version is just as good. I want to compare. Uh, I gotta learn in Swedish just to get the proper version, but the translation is phenomenal. I love you guys. You know what I'm gonna say. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Producer, hit some music, baby. Ciao.